barely snuck it in.
I've done that before.
Let's get you that ribbon. Oh!
Rolling.
Crispy, you're ruining the interview.
Screw him.
Today was an adaptive shooting event for a lot of service members that came out here that are wounded. Hey, shut up!
The genesis of this was I started shooting arrows with my trad bow. I fell in love with it, and I got linked up with this gigantic human. He and I started talking about it really early. John and I were like, man, this could really help a group of people. What I felt was the best way to start was like, let's bring out the people that have been affected, I think, the most by war. And let's lead the community to go out and try something new. And what the intent of this is to inspire people to go out and do epic shit together.
There it is. Yeah! Come on, Justin, you got it, bro.
Oh! Yeah! What's up, man?
The brains behind the operation.
Oh, I don't know if that's the truth.
So this is the Black Rifle Adaptive Athlete Shoot. And so this was a version of the Total Archery Challenge that Evan and I had shot together 3 years ago, and that was his first big archery tournament where there was a challenge to it.
The adaptive athlete designation to it can be a lot of different things to a lot of different people depending on what limitations they have. You know, there's people here who on face value don't look like they need some sort of adaptation or something, and that can be the unseen, you know, PTS and traumatic brain injury and stuff like that.
The teamwork aspect is huge. When a lot of folks are suffering, going through a traumatic injury or like a residual mental issue, it's easy to self-isolate. And so when you bring them to an event like this, where we have tons of people together, we have huge sponsors, we have everybody that only cares about helping this person out. There's no, well, you need to do something for me. So they get to come out here and be part of a huge team and see people that really care. It's huge. They get to come out here and they get to practice the skills that they learned. And with Operation Enduring Warrior, we teach them archery skills and then we put them through events like this.
Caleb and I adopted archery at about the same time. And that came up in a random conversation over the phone is, yeah, man, like when I pick up my bow and go shoot, like everything else goes away. And Caleb being a veteran, you know, with some significant injuries, he needed that as well.
We came over last year with Black Rifle, had a blast, and I remember he asked me, he's like, how come we don't have an archery program? I was like, why don't you create it, you know? Guy really worked his ass off, you know, recruiting veterans, law enforcement, firefighters. Last year, pretty much everybody was new to archery, and we spent 2 days, one kind of like zeroing the bow, and then the second day shooting. Like right now, we provide training for them, so when they come to these events, they feel more prepared, they feel more confident. So holding them accountable, I don't want to say, but we're taking any excuse away. Like we can provide training, we can help you with the hunts, you know, like at the end, you gotta do it.
So we are in Texas near San Antonio, and it's hill country. It's beautiful, it's green, rolling hills, we're next to a lot of water. There's something super therapeutic about just that environment for everybody and being outdoors. But this right here is perfect environment for somebody with a mobility impairment to be able to go out and shoot on a 3D course. There's 3D courses that are typically inaccessible to somebody like me with missing 2 legs or somebody that's in a wheelchair because they're on steep rocky terrain up in mountains.
It's rough, I mean, make no mistake. There's no suspension in it. But, no, it's good.
I think it's fucking. It looks like it.
So they've specifically designed this course so that everybody, whether they have prosthetics or they're in a wheelchair, can access every target. They can get to the shooting spots, they can get to the target to pull their own arrows.
I was fortunate to come out here and help set it up as far as the adaptive side to see if it was maneuverable in a wheelchair. So the track chairs are all-terrain. They have tank tracks on them, pretty much. You can take them anywhere. You can take them up pretty steep slopes and go through water, rocks, sand, all that.
What's cool about this particular event is a lot of these shots are much trickier and harder than what you would do as a bow hunter. It's almost like we've pushed it way beyond what you would want as a bow hunter shot. So on some of these, what's fun is people are expecting to like miss. So on some of them, just hearing the sound of that foam is super rewarding.
Nice, dude.
Fuck yeah. That's dead.
And hearing the sound of a rock or a piece of wood in an arrow is equally humorous.
Nice.
It's the fucking hustle.
Oh, I don't know if I can hit that out there. What do you guys say we put like $20 on this?
Archery can be a lot of things to a lot of different people, and I think to a community like veterans, first responders, where there are other things in the past to overcome, or busy mind or something like that. The fact that Evan has doubled down on that aspect of archery and bringing it to people to help them cope, through life and do things without pharmaceuticals and enjoy the outdoors. It's a coping mechanism, so to speak, and just a practice. It becomes a practice like it would be, meditation or yoga or something like that to me.
You're learning how to mentally focus your mind in a positive way and translate that to the real world.
It's kind of crazy, I started as a hobby, and then as I got serious, I started finding out all these other aspects to it. Like the guys that are shooting at the really, really, really high level, I mean, they have mental coaches, they have physical strength and conditioning coaches. Archery, I found out it was 90% mental, 10% technical. And it took me probably about 1.5 years to master that mental aspect to where I could actually go out there and concentrate and shoot. Because I would sit there, and as I'm aiming at the target, I would hear people with the background and start thinking about, man, I wish they'd shut up, and boom, I missed the target. Or what am I going to have for dinner tonight, and things like that. But now I was able to train my mind to actually focus on hitting the 10.
Nice.
I had Jason Tabansky as a part of my team, and once I got to hang out with him a little bit and learn his story, I was absolutely blown away. This man randomly got strep throat, and without knowing it, had crept into his spine, and he fell out of a helicopter, woke up in the hospital, and he was paralyzed from the chest down, completely randomly. And for the last 10 years, archery has been his thing that's gotten him centric. It's got him back focused again. And on top of that, he's just an absolutely incredible shooter. He has oodles of championships under his belt.
This is like the perfect group of characters where everybody is a character and they're all awesome for a different reason.
Leah Cornell, she participated in the Olympics in 2016. She's like the first female to qualify as a W1. So W1 is a category for severe injury. She was in the Army, received the anthrax shot, so she's like one of those, when you read the back of the medication, like 99.something%, she's like one of those small percentage of allergic reactions. So it caused nerve damage, hands, legs, she's unable to walk. So she's not just in a wheelchair. Like if you see her bow, like she has to mold something with like put into, so like the bow just sits in her hand where it's supposed to be because she doesn't have that much control. So like for her, it's just being able to like now teach other veterans and just passing knowledge down. It's pretty amazing.
I'm just happy that I shot better than Matt and Crispy and Evan because they kind of suck. And I hope they hear this and see this and realize how much better I am than they are.
What?
Go low? Low.
How low is that?
It was pretty low.
What?
I wonder if he hit that first branch.
How much better than Logan were you at shooting?
No, Logie has a pass because I love him.
Nice.
Jason.
It goes back to community. Between the pandemic, between guys who go through hard times, kind of typically isolate, having the things on the books where we come together and we're doing an activity. We're not sitting in a circle talking about each other's problems. We're actively doing something together. So it creates this communal environment where you go back to the things that you used to do in the military. You're talking shit, you're shooting stuff, you're working on your discipline, and having that thing where it brings it all together. After we talk about this as a group, we're like, this is the thing that we need to do every single year. Definitely an annual event, but we're like in the process, just like we're getting coffee shops all over the place right now, this will become a regional thing where we bring together guys who can do this on a local basis and do it on a much more frequent basis. But I think that community-wise, it's going to have such a huge impact across the board to where it gets people outside again in this time when we really need it.
It's not only our mission, but it's our obligation to do right in this community. And I hope that the company, as we continue to grow, inspires people to chase their dreams and not be scared.
I hope this gets a lot bigger next year and we have more service members out here and help it keep growing and growing. And hopefully one day we can be out here and there's 300 service members shooting their bows and enjoying the outdoors with every single one of us.
Shot my 60-yard pin on the first one.
It's the opportunity to once again be part of something or give back. Like there is a big problem with soldiers transitioning into a civilian world, and it's kind of, let's call it Monday blues, you know? You live such an exciting or accelerated life, you know? Like, I mean, in my job, I was an infantry soldier, a paratrooper, so you go from blowing shit up and jumping out of airplanes to trying to find the motivation to like what makes sense. Like, you know, like training doesn't make sense. No one likes to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to go running or rocking. Like, so when you get out, like there is really no reason. Like, I mean, like the world is pretty, I don't know how to say, like pretty accommodating to anything. Like you don't even have to go up the stairs. There's escalators everywhere. There is no reason for you to walk 3-5 miles a day. Like it's hard to assimilate. So doing this gives us the opportunity to once again like give back, like be part of a team and pretty much motivate other ones to do better. You know, it's like getting back into the fight.